All right. In the previous video, I was talking about the subconscious mind, i.e., the astral dimension or the fourth dimension, whatever you want to call it. Keep what resonates with you. Whatever feels right is probably what corresponds with your specific vibrational frequency in terms of your life path. I'll talk more about that later, but that's just my way of saying absorb what feels right to you. All right, so let's talk about the collective consciousness, also known as the archetypal realm. Oh, this right here is interesting stuff. And I'm particularly interested in this because it entails a lot of culture and history and really just grasps the cultural attitude of various human experiences, which I think is fascinating. All right, so you've got the collective consciousness, the archetypal realm. This is at a vibrational frequency that's a touch higher than that of the astral realm. This is your angelic realm. This is where you have archetypal deities and anthropomorphic expressions and all that. This is where you get your gods, small g, and all that. If you're into ritual work, which I'm sure many of you are, this is a very particularly important realm to consider because archetypal deities have a thought form frequency that corresponds to a certain cultural idea. Uh, an example would be Apollo. Let's talk about that. Apollo is the Greek god of poetry and music and art. So if you're a ritual Kabbalist or you're conducting a ceremony and you want to enhance your own artistic ability, you would attempt to make contact with that specific archetypal deity. And of course, there are multiple archetypal deities and anthropomorphic expressions, which are very different, but ultimately the same. I will discuss that further as well. Yes, I'd like to, at this juncture, discuss the Nakal. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with the Nakal, but this is a little bit of consciousness history for you. Very long time ago, you have Atlantis, which is at a very high consciousness frequency in Earth's history, and the Martians, beings from Mars who destroyed their planet, created a synthetic macabre, which resulted in a consciousness drop, but fortunately was foreseen by the Nakal, which were the highest frequency beings of Atlantis at that time, and in conjunction with the Syrians and the Nephilim and higher consciousness were able to higher vibrate in a large natural macabre energy field and set about certain processes to ensure that the consciousness of the human race reaches a point in which we're able to be harmonious and higher vibrate and experience multidimensional reality in a way that's unprecedented. I'll discuss this further as well, but the point I'm trying to make here is that those original beings, the Nakal, presided over certain aspects of reality, and this is why you have similarities between Zeus and Jupiter and Ra, or Hermes and Thoth, and you have all these archetypal deities, which with particular similarities, but they relate to different cultures. That's merely because these beings are immortal, and as they existed, they uh, influenced certain cultures at different times, in different time periods, under different names. So again, keep what resonates with you. And yes, another point I'd like to make in regard to this is that the collective consciousness of the archetypal realm is still indicative of your personal selfhood. So when you are communicating with these higher vibrational beings and entities, ultimately, from a universal perspective, these beings are aspects of your own consciousness. Now, this is where you get anthropomorphic expressions, where a deity can be made from the collective beliefs of a certain group, like Goku or Vegeta. Freaking Hello Kitty. You know what I mean. That's a cultural collective knowledge at work, which is very empowering. All right. Thank you for watching. I will be discussing cosmic consciousness in the next video.